Good morning and welcome to the first episode of the Neoliberal Round. Today, as we continue to look at the issue of power and the dynamics in the world that creates pockets of wealth at the expense of the other, we want to continue to lift up those instances and situations in society and throughout history that has affected peoples and nations and individuals, whether at the psychological level, the financial level, or the biological level. But whatever the case is, this morning I got up and I was reading the Jamaica Gleaner, which is a newspaper in Jamaica, one of the major newspapers in Jamaica, called the Jamaica Gleaner. And I was reading an article this morning from the Jamaica Gleaner, and which caused me to write, to blog, and to also include this in the first episode of the Neoliberal Round. Of course, we wanted to talk about the issues that the strategy behind the power dynamics in the world. So this morning I got up and I saw the Jamaica Gleaner had posted up some a fleet of tweets, and on the front page of the Jamaica Gleaner is crooked politicians on UK radar. Crooked politicians on UK radar. And the story was written by Edmund Campbell, who is a senior staff reporter at the Gleaner, who wrote, outspoken United Kingdom High Commissioner to Jamaica, Asif Ahmad, has indicated that local political figures are still linked to gun running and other illegal activities in Jamaica. Ahmad, who is wrapping up his 4-year tour of duty in Jamaica, told the Gleaner in a recent interview. So I had a problem with this. So I responded. I wrote an article in the Neoliberal, and you could check the Neoliberal for the latest blog post. It's called "Crooked Politicians on UK Radar." Now, when I looked at that, I was a bit taken aback and I was offended, because I believe that Jamaicans should not mold themselves into this kind of dynamic, allowing others to formulate opinions about them as if they are still in charge, and if they still matter. The Jamaica Gleaner and media houses in Jamaica continue to see themselves in imperialist eyes and mold. They can talk about Jamaicans, but can Jamaicans talk about them? Asif Ahmad don't have any moral authority to chide Jamaican leaders when the UK enslaved blacks and created colonies that they helped to destroy. Jamaica will deal with their own leaders. But the thought of the UK scolding Jamaicans stinks. It brings up this old hegemonic imperialist dynamic. Jamaica is poor and stagnant because the UK or the English created a colony of black people from Africa out of Jamaica, killing the originals, the Taino people, and then stole the profit of the locals' labor. This has led to more poverty, so that politicians have to be crooked now, okay? But they need to be strategic. Return or repatriate Jamaicans' wealth and stop giving them handouts from what you stole, which you have attached to certain actions and criteria that does not necessarily benefit Jamaica.
What is Jamaica's wealth?
I'm talking about the labor that goes into the sugar plantation. Jamaicans worked the sugar plantations. Slavery was forced labor.
I understand, but you just said to determine Jamaicans' wealth. What is the wealth?
The wealth of Jamaica. No, that's not what I said. I said black people whom they had enslaved for years and stolen their wealth and cheapened their value. That's what they did. Okay? Say for example, I didn't say that. I said Jamaica is poor. Jamaica is poor and stagnant because the UK created a colony of black people from Africa. They brought Africans here out of Jamaica, killing the originals, and then stole the profit of the locals' labor. This has led to more poverty, so that politicians have to be crooked. But what I'm saying is that they need to be strategic. Return or repatriate Jamaicans' wealth.
Return or repatriate Jamaicans' wealth.
Yes.
What is their wealth? What is it?
It is
the labor from the plantation.
Yes.
So who determines what wealth? What wealth is determined from that? How much wealth should be returned to Jamaicans?
Everything that they have worked. They didn't work $5 an hour. They didn't work $20. They didn't work at anything. They were forced to work.
So they were enslaved, or were they indentured servants?
No, they weren't indentured. No, they were not
they were
indentured.
Slaves.
They were slaves.
Okay.
Jamaicans were slaves until 1833. But guess what? The country, 1863, the country continued indentured servitude, and the country continued to be a colony of Britain. And so, who controlled the banks? Who controlled the decision making? Who controlled the nation's local resources? It wasn't the Jamaican people, okay? Well, the Africans who became the Jamaicans, the locals. It was Britain. So, but the question is, where were they? Where was the British? Where were the British when South Africa had apartheid? Where were they when blacks were segregated in America? Where were the British when Christopher Columbus wiped out an entire race of people from Jamaica, replacing them with black people whom they had enslaved for years and stolen their wealth and cheapened their value? After I tweeted these comments, Carrie Report replied in a tweet. He's the same AH. And AH is I guess, derogatory term, which means, you know what AH means. But I won't repeat it here. That told Jamaicans to pipe down about reparations while at Porsche Showdown talking about his favorite Porsche. And you can view the Carrie Report in the tweet on Twitter. CARIBREPORT is the profile name of the commenter of my article. I replied to Carrie Report saying, telling Jamaicans to pipe down about reparations, that's why he's been replaced. How dare he? And how dare the UK, as if we are still their colony, as if they are mother. But wait, they are still our head of state. What's up with that? We Jamaicans still love their imperialist hold, British imperialist hold on them? Don't get me started. Why is our highest court still in another country? The UK. A former ruler.
Really?
Yes, a former ruler who committed genocide against a race.
Ronaldo, calm down. That makes no sense.
And would have done it to Jamaicans if they did not behave.
That makes no sense.
Can I tell you? 2021 and we still allow this imperialism where the Queen is our head. The church looks to the UK for doctrinal leadership and authority. where again the queen is the head. So so you find this love affair that Jamaicans have of the monarchy, which constantly treats them like, case in point, as Sif Hamad, like, as if they are children, and Jamaicans continue to put up with this. So these are some of the issues that we want to lift up as we begin to discuss neoliberalism, as we discuss power, the power dynamics in the world. Okay, looking at, first of all, who is on Jamaica radar? Jamaicans and small countries and former colonial countries continue to be weak, continue to allow former colonial powers, okay, to treat them as children and to talk about them, okay, and to construct them in a particular way. The conversations that Jamaica should be having is terse and strong conversation, one that restore their dignity, yes, their ability to self-determine. They need to get rid of the Queen. They need to get rid of the Court of Appeals in the UK. The highest, the Court of Laws in the UK. Okay, I know they were trying to. I know they still go to the Caribbean Court of Appeals, but ultimately it is the court in Britain that rules the day. But here we are talking about Caribbean thought and talking about the dynamics of global South and global North. Okay, but the Jamaicans are to be blamed as well, because as the film says in Life and Debt, the Netflix film Life and Debt by Jamaica, by Jamaica Kincaid and Stephanie Black, which comes from the Antiguan book A Small Place. One of the reporters in the documentary film in Life and Debt said the Jamaican government or the Jamaican leaders are weak-kneed and they lack vision, an inability and an unwillingness to stand up to those who have no intention but to strategically penetrate and make them dependent. We will continue some of these issues as we move into episode 2 to discuss the book Neoliberalism, and to also lift up some other stories that we have been talking about, American dictatorship and Haiti and black people, and why black people can never be rich, which is a strategy from the status quo, and we will talk about that. Join us tomorrow for more. Thank you so much and have a great day.